Ah, you must be an adventurer. Welcome to the Potion Shop.
Today we're talking about crystal presets. These just got added to the game, and I wanted to go over them to give you some basics. For crystal presets, we can find them into Black Spirit underneath Transfusion. This will pull up a menu which will allow you to set 5 different presets. To add crystals to this menu, you go to the bottom right, view crystals, and add them from your inventory. Once added into this menu in the Black Spirit, you cannot remove them without breaking them. You can still go to the blacksmith and remove them with a crystal extractor like we used to be able to do with gear. Do note there's a limit of 50 total you can add in here, and this makes it where we can't have 5 unique crystal presets. This is not enough crystals. Hopefully they change that in the future, but as of right now, there's not enough. So the first crystal preset we're going to go over is an AP crystal setup. So here I have gone with 2 Darkfang Valor, 2 Karme. You can also do with 2 Jin Addis. Then we have Rebellious Spirit Crystal or Black Spirit Crystal, Awakening Black Spirit Crystal, Voltara. Those all go in the same spot. We have Ahakrad, which is 2 attack speed, cast speed with some accuracy and monster AP. And then at this point, I figured, well, I have enough damage. I need some accuracy. And so I went with 2 Jin Vipers. I feel like these Vipers are better than 5 monster AP or 5 regular AP. And I went with Elcars, which is 24 accuracy total. And I think that's better than 10 AP personally. Now, you might be saying, well, I need AP. What do I do to add AP instead of these accuracy? And so we got you covered. Well, the way you do that is you actually go and you buy power crystals. Power crystals are 5 AP each, and you can put unlimited number of these in your gear. So you can put, an additional 4 or 6 of these in your gear and have a pure AP setup for your crystals. Now, I have done my last crystals here. I went with crit damage. These generally are better for all classes to run in their setup. Some classes like Zerker Succession may prefer to do back attacks because it's guaranteed damage and they don't crit 100% of the time. But for most classes who do crit 100% of the time, you'll run crit hit damage. Now, some people are saying, well, I have, some people are running different crystals. What about the Holocaust? I don't know how to say this. Holocaust? What about that? This is actually an okay option. This gives you 1% attack speed, cast speed, a little bit of accuracy, and human damage. So at some grind spots, this is definitely a viable option. I think just because of the attack speed, cast speed is not really worth it. I tried it out. It's slightly noticeable, but it's not enough to justify putting an entire crystal in your gear just for 1% attack speed, cast speed, in my opinion. Another setup that people want to go for is they want to do a human damage setup. Why would you run a human damage crystal setup? Well, this is because some grind spots are AP capped. Some grind spots have soft caps. Like Bloody Monastery and Orcs is 857 AP is the soft cap. And so at that point, you want to start running demi-human crystals or you want to start running human damage crystals. So a human damage setup, you basically run 2 Red Battlefield Karme, 2 Red Battlefield Vipers, and 2 Holocaust crystals. You can also run, instead of Rebellious Spirit Crystal, you can also run a Red Spirit Crystal. Red Spirit Crystal gives you 3 human damage and 5 AP instead of 5 AP and 5 monster AP. So this is better for than Rebellious Spirit Crystal in some cases. For the other crystals I went into the setup, I went with 2 Jin Vipers, and I went with 2 crit damage. Crit damage is not affected by an AP cap, and so this is actually extremely effective at grind spots like that. All right, next one we're going to go for is accuracy. Accuracy setup is a little bit more complicated. You can go with simply putting precision crystals, and so if you want to go with like a ton of precision crystals instead of Han Hums, they'll actually give you more accuracy. 4 Han Hums gives you 16 accuracy, where if you run 4 blue precisions, that will actually give you, what is that, 32 accuracy. So it's actually better if you're running pure accuracy. to run 4 precisions. I've gone with Han Hums in order to have more of a balanced build. Obviously, we have Elcars, we have Gem Vipers. You can also, instead of Rebellious Spirit Crystal, like I said, you can run more precision. That'd be another 16 accuracy. This actually is pretty insane. If you actually min-max this, it gets you up to, I believe, I think it's like 100. It's like 110 accuracy or something like that. You can run in a pure accuracy setup if you run just all precisions, Vipers, and Elcar. It's actually like a very, very good amount of accuracy. And this people have actually been running that build to go into Crypto Arresting Thoughts and grind for the Deboreka belt. So that's something to keep in mind. I didn't have enough here in my crystal preset to do this because I'm limited to 50. And so that was a pretty big limitation for me. So I chose to do kind of a hybrid build here. Now my 4th crystal setup here is sort of a meme build. This is a DR setup. We can apply this and I'll show you. For this setup here, we actually have a total of... It actually doesn't tell me my my DR. But this DR here, each of these are a armor piece. They give you 5 DR each. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Through these crystals here, we get an extra 10 DR. So that's 40. This is 54. And then we also have 5 more here. So that's 64 DR that we're getting from this crystal preset, which is actually pretty insane because 64... I'm currently 398 DP. And if you look over here, my current DR is 495. So 64 is actually a very large percentage of my entire stats. That's actually like that's actually like 20%. Is that right? Is that right? I think it's around like 20% of my total DR. So, and you can do the same thing with evasion. With evasion, you would do the Black Spirit Crystal. Or Black Magic Crystal. Let's see where it is in here. Agility. So you can run these, and this gives you 8 evasion. So you can run 8 evasion in all the slots, and really stack up a ton of evasion. There's also a blue evasion crystal, I believe. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You can run a full evasion setup like this, full DR setup. This is good for like PvP. And then the last one here is I did kind of a meme build, but it actually kind of worked out. This is actually combat EXP. So I actually have in here 12 crystals of combat EXP. They're Kaidik, right? So that's 12. And then I have 2 rebellious spirit crystals, which give me an extra skill EXP. So this is kind of a meme, but it's actually 120 EXP, and you can technically do 140. So I'm doing this for AFK training on dummies, and I'm doing this at like low end grind spots, like Prody Cave, in order to get like really good EXP gains. I wasn't really expecting this to be that good. I didn't realize you could put so many of them when I started. So this is interesting, especially for AFK training on dummies. So these are the different builds I decided to go with. Accuracy, human damage, AP, and DR, evasion, and combat EXP. The other build that I didn't really talk about that much is resistance. You could do a resistance build where you basically run 2 Dark Fang crystals. You run 2 of these Dark Fang crystals for 2 resistance. You run some Han Hums. You run some crystals in your boots and other stuff, and you can actually get to 100% resistance, just like capped, and you can go to places like Ash Forest, not worried about getting CC'd. I've not really put that together, so maybe we'll do another video on a full resistance build, so you don't get CC'd at grind spots like Ash Forest, Crypto Arresting Thoughts, Olin Valley. What would be another one? I guess technically for low end grind spots like Crescents is like super annoying for new players because you just get CC'd all the time. So anyway, something to think of. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Like, subscribe, comment below.